and 1860 to 1880. What was the difference? And again, focused on that everyday life kind of thing. A lot more leisure time. The first television war, Vietnam, and how that affects people. All right? And of course, especially for your various minority/majorities. Why do I say slash majorities? Because, of course, women. All right? The whole women's rights issues, the stories that are going along, everything is peaking here. That's why this is such an important time period. It's not just because of how different we are when we get to the moon and all this stuff. Is almost every story that you've just walked through peaks right here. The Indians are gone for the most part. They live on reservations. But we've apologized to them. We've apologized to the Hawaiians. We've apologized to the Japanese that we put in camps over there. Okay? We've stopped with our imperialism by now. The Cold War is over by 1989, right? The Berlin Wall has fallen. Everything is peaking in this time period. We've added Hawaii and Alaska. We go even beyond sea to shining sea. So this is really the most different America has ever been. George Washington would never recognize it. The government is so much bigger. You know, remember, what did George Washington want? Just leave me alone and let me farm. That's it. Give me life, liberty, and let me pursue my happiness, is what Jefferson says. Now it's going to be life, liberty, happiness, health care, welfare, Social Security. Give me all that stuff. This is when we draft you. We draft you. We make you give your life for another group of people, or your own group of people, however you want to define that. All right? How different is that? The fact that we have the greatest army on the planet. When back there, we barely could put an army together. When Lincoln has to say, would you guys please volunteer? Now it's, you will join the army. We're different in so many, many ways. We're still lovers of freedom, because that's what the fight's been about since day one. So much so that, think about what Roe v. Wade represents. The most ultimate argument on freedom. The right to control your own body. Right? So it pinnacles with that. It's always been about how free are we and who's gaining that freedom. Right? So again, one last time, if I can get a little sappy, you can walk through this timeline and you can just pile up the bodies. See all the massacres, see all the deaths, see us killing each other over this and that, seeing how long it's taken women to get their rights, African Americans to get their rights, homosexuals to get their rights, and all this other kind of stuff. You can look through it and you can be really, really, really negative. Or you can look through it like I do and you can see it as a process. Yeah, a bunch of rich white guys who owned property and slaves wrote our Constitution. But what they set in motion was the tools for everybody else to eventually get their rights. So that's really what you want to look at here. Is just kind of look at how different everything is. Okay? Finish that up. Go back to the beginning. Look it over. Try not to walk on the timeline. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an honor and a privilege. Thank you for the privilege of teaching you about yourselves.